Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have hit the playoffs. We are on the road to the Super Bowl. Four teams.
Yes.
Quite a few teams have already gone out. I've made a mess up on the maths. I don't care. I'm not going to ridicule anyone on this podcast.
It's fine. I don't think he was watching, so
I don't think he was watching either. He's just hanging his head in shame.
I'm sharing our posts, okay? So we get more fans, more followers.
so we can ridicule you, so more people can ridicule you.
Yes. If you want to join in this conversation, comment on the link on the comments below. We will get your comments up. We will chat to you. If it's about Mac Jones, we will encourage it. If it's about Nick Bosa, OBH will encourage it even more. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Well, two Ollies.
Ollie's up there. I'm down there.
I'm good. I'm very good.
Yeah, I wasn't overly happy Sunday. It took me a long time to get over it on Sunday. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it in about one game's time.
Well, we're not opening with that. I thought we were opening with that. My bad.
No, well, we got to go through the order properly, haven't we? Come on.
You sure you just don't want to start with that, just to get it over with?
No. Got to give Johnson time to get on so he can commiserate with me.
I know. Well, he went head over heart. He went heart over head.
Yeah. He was the only one we went with the Raiders out of us lot.
To be fair, it was close, and some might even argue that it should have been even closer. Old Whistlegate.
Yeah, have you got the video for that one? Because I sent across the video. I will run the wildcard games across the bottom because they were some bloody good games, to be fair, and there were some stupid games.
Yeah, that Steelers Chiefs game was really stupid.
Yeah. We'll forget about the other one that happened.
I did enjoy the Travis Kelce teach me how to Dougie celebration though.
I have no idea. I have no idea what that is. I've seen the game and I still don't know what he was trying to do.
He was doing the teach me how to Dougie dance. You know, Cali Swag District.
I think you should do it, Ollie.
No, I'm not going to sing this.
Up. Come on. Oh, you can't tell us about.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Mute me.
Although 3 of the most obnoxious fans in the NFL have gone out.
Yeah,
Good evening, Buzz. How are you?
We'll go into fans being obnoxious when we get to the Niners game.
And the Bills.
Bills Mafia.
Yeah, there's a certain object for the Kendrick. I thought I should do that.
We've got.
Let me find it.
We've got the touchdown.
Yeah, that is Whistlegate.
I missed that, so yeah. Right, I'll play it.
Have you seen how that officiating crew has been stood down for the rest of the playoffs?
Yes.
It's so obvious that the whistle is before the catch is made.
Oh god, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean,
and the crew just bottled it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll talk about the officiating because I think there was a couple of bad officiating calls in your game, but we'll go on.
Yeah, but I mean, we won, so.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to the ruling of let the play go? If it's a touchdown, then you review it. If he's out of bounds, then you review it and go, no, the player's out of bounds for it. Not blow while the ball is in the air.
Yeah.
Because I think it was Abraham stopped.
And inadvertent whistle.
Yeah. It's not like it came from the crowd. It was on the sideline because it was loud and clear as anything.
Yeah.
And that kind of tamed that game a bit because that was going to be a good game.
And the thing that the fact that the Bengals won by 7 too.
Shall we play the video?
Yeah.
Hit the VT.
Roll VT.
Hit the VT monkeys. 1 second. Add video.
No, they're mums.
Oh, I thought I hadn't seen them.
Yeah, they're the mums. They haven't gate crashed yet.
No stiff arming this week.
No stiff arming, no. That'll be on Monday next week.
I want to
uploaded,
see you like Derek Henry against Derek Henry or Josh Norman stiff arming.
Right, are you ready to see the footage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Play it, man.
Burrow tries to keep it alive, scrambles, throws it back in the end zone, but was he out of bounds first or is it a touchdown? See, yep, that's fine.
The result of the play, touchdown.
Touchdown! He was hanging in the air. What a job by Burrow to keep that alive and get it to Boyd in the back of the end zone.
What a throw!
I mean, even on that video, you can see that the whistle is before it's caught.
Oh no, it didn't even reach the end zone.
You can hear it. And you can blatantly hear it, and it's annoying because we've said about this, and we'll go into a group of officials who got slated by a player, jokingly or not jokingly. But I just think at times match officials have to be consistent.
Completely.
You know, I'm a match official myself.
Ollie's been a match
one of the
official.
things that Ollie's a match official. One of the things that's been drilled into us this season is consistency is key. Mm-hmm. You know, it's tough enough the job without one referee 1 week doing something, and then the next week the referee goes, I'm going to let that go. No, there needs to be consistency, and there needs to be good standards consistently as well, not just a little here and there.
Yeah, I mean, we have had a go at efficiency this year because there's been really bad. There's been an inconsistency. One where Mac Jones has been hit late, another one where the other week where Bolden was on the special teams on the punt on the fake punt, and the bloke didn't even touch him and he got blown up for it. I mean, there's other ones, but I've not seen them all because obviously they don't show them all the time. I've just seen the ones I've seen on the Patriots side.
Yeah,
same as Ollie, and I'm going to get it right in a minute, I promise. On Niners and yourself on Vikings, we've only just seen them, but we've seen inconsistency going on.
I mean, we've seen all the Patriots one because you spam them on the chat.
Yeah. Soccer. And the fact, yeah.
Well, I mean, there were two soccer refs here too, so I mean.
And the former soccer player here.
Yes, I do.
I used to be a soccer ref.
Yes, I agree with you, Muzz.
Yeah,
and
there is.
I quit because of the abuse I got.
I think
not because obviously, and I know it sounds like, but people say to you like, "Oh, you only quit because you couldn't do it." It's like, no, I quit because I was tired of the abuse that I was getting.
But yeah,
but when they make mistakes like that and don't back it up, let the game play. I mean, we have a go at like soccer VAR at the moment now because they don't put the flag up to the offside, but that could end up in an injury. And yes, I can understand them blowing the whistle, but the play was nowhere near dead, and it did stop Abraham. I think it was Abraham, number 25. If John's watching, he can correct me.
And Muzz, I think we'll get to this in the Niners. Cowboys game, but I think there was an instance of not all of the players knowing the exact rule that resulted in the much debated play at the end.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Abraham stopped because he heard a whistle. I mean, you are told as a footballer, it doesn't matter, football,
play
basketball,
to the whistle.
Play to the whistle. It is the rule of sport. You play to the whistle. It's an unwritten rule, but it is.
It's drilled into you at any sport, at any level. Play to the whistle.
I mean, Kelly plays netball, so she could probably say the same exactly to me. Don't want to hear that one just yet, Tom.
I know.
But yeah, apart from that, it's a really good game. It's the first game ever in playoff history to have both teams to score 4 field goals each.
Yeah, 4 more field goals.
We put the stats up. I mean,
it was two very good kickers because Carlson and McPherson, apart from that one crazy game McPherson had.
Against the Packers.
where
neither
neither
wanted to win the game.
Neither of them wanted to score a field goal. But apart from that, they've both been very solid this season.
He's a rookie as well, so he's probably going to be rookie cricket or rookie special team of the year, if there is such an award, but there should be, because he's been very good. And he's, like you said, apart from that, and I spelled Jones wrong. I put Zay Zones. There you go. Should we try again?
But yeah, McPherson's been pretty automatic this year, and Carlson's been automatic all year.
Well, Carson's just got a massive payout contract increase, hasn't he? So I'm no surprise. Joe Burrows is looking so good at the moment. It is ridiculous.
Yeah. My mate said that Broadway Joe is going to take them to the Super Bowl. I disagree, but I think that
he's got a chance. I reckon they could beat the
Bengals
Titans.
Will beat Titans.
He has
next
thrown
weekend.
more touchdowns and less interceptions than Tannehill has.
I'll tell you what. I think both of the AFC games this week are going to be very good games.
Oh God, yes. I think all 4 games could be.
I'm not sure. I think Niners Packers might be a blowout.
Do you reckon?
I think Packers will get destroyed. Yeah, I agree.
Packers getting destroyed. Bucks Bengals Super Bowl.
I'm still going Bills Packers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL must be crying their eyes out because they are not going to get Pats versus
Cowboys.
Bucks.
Still, Cowboys versus Steelers.
Anyone.
You mean? Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase again, 9 receptions and 16 yards, and he has 23 as well.
We were talking about this on the pre-show. Jamar Chase should win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
but it'll probably go to Mac Jones.
Jefferson should have won Rookie of the Year.
It'll probably go to Mac. Should get traded Jones, won't it?
Don't. Too soon. Shall we get on to that game?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this all week until
Can you roll the VT, Mike High? Because I'm going to start praising the Bills because they were superb. That offense was ticking. We couldn't stop them. Josh Allen was absolutely stoppable. I mean, he ran for I think he was nearly 100 yards rushing game again. He's the first ever player to throw for 4,000 yards and rush for 750, and he's not in the conversation for MVP.
Yeah,
a little bit strange.
I'm just going to say this now because I've said it a couple of times. I know we have John Jennings, and I know he's a great RW3, but I'm still gutted that we let Kendrick Bourne go.
Oh, Kendrick, but he had 2 touchdowns in the end. Okay, yes, they're garbage time touchdowns. But it is what it is.
Right.
But the Bills stopped our run. It's what's destroyed them the last 2 games. They stopped our run. Harris has had 300 yards against them the 2 games we had in the regular season. He's superb against them.
Yeah, no, I was trying to keep you. I was trying to keep you in a positive mindset, wasn't I, Ollie?
Yes. Stevenson.
I'm going to roll the footage then.
Yeah,
okay.
This interception was
interception of the year right here. Me, Micah High.
Take me out the bing bong 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 bong
I mean, that throw was absolutely on the money.
I mean, Kelly, you went with the Pats. How do you feel?
I think Kelly's just referring to how much she enjoyed the Niners Cowboys game. To be honest,
Yeah.
No, she was too scared after watching the screen film earlier in that evening. Micah Hyde was absolutely superb. That throw couldn't have been placed at any bottom. It was over the shoulder. It was in the basket. It was a superb play by a very, very good DB.
I have to admit, I actually thought when I first saw the pick in the Eagles game, I thought that was better. But then I realized how late Hurts actually threw the ball. I was like, that high pick was way, way better.
Yeah. And not only that, but Brandon Bolden literally the ball was in his hands and he dropped it at a first. He would have first down. He had good 10 yards behind him as well. You're taught to aim for the numbers, and he did.
So someone else who I think we should mention, who's
Go on.
come good in the past couple of weeks, is Devin Singletary.
Yeah, couldn't stop him again a few times.
Because I mean, I've had him in my fantasy team all season. He got me no points. Then showed up in the Super Bowl to win me the game.
Hey, yeah, I mean,
Kelly
Josh
just
Allen
clarifying
was
she just saw 2 horror movies in the same night. So back
cheers,
off, Ollie.
Cheers, Kelly. Yeah, I mean, then you've got the idiots this morning. There's been some.
Trade Mac.
What are they on about? Okay, this kid is a rookie. Okay, he's the 13th ranked QB in the league as a rookie. His passer rating is, I'm just going to get it up because the other computer's gone down, so bear with me. He's thrown just over 1,800 yards. Shut up, Ollie. He's just thrown just over 3,800 yards, okay, which is 13th. So 22 touchdowns, which is tied 14th. He's had 13 interceptions, which is 9th in the league. He's 13th in the NFL of QBs. Better than Mac Jones, better than Cam Newton. Shut up, Ollie. Can I block comments? What are people on about? He's young. And yes, you're going to say, oh, let's go and get Russell Wilson and all that. Our problem isn't the QB. We got rid of the problem QB in the offseason with Cam Newton gone.
Yes, Muzz, there are actually some fans that are saying that, which is why I decided to comment it.
Yes. We need another wide receiver. We need a couple of O-line. Our defense is our issue. We had a great 7-8 games, but after the bye, our defense is gone. No, exactly. He wasn't to blame for that shit show. JC Jackson.
I like how Kelly asterisked it out, and Ollie just went, "Yeah, it was a shit show."
It was. We went to bed halfway through the third quarter. I saw this. That
was Ollie's face on Saturday. It's not a Saturday night. That was.
Hey. No, that was for another reason.
If you want to broadcast that, be my guest. But I mean,
hey, didn't say why. Could have been because of the film.
was it because of Scream?
Yeah, it was a Scream. Although there was one point in Scream where I was actually laughing more than anything else.
No, that's like me on Tower of Terror. Everyone's losing their what you just called the game, but I'm there laughing. It's a great ride. Just going 13-story drops as you do.
People are idiots. You're not going to get a much better QB. Yes, you might someone who's got experience, who's got a couple of years, 2-3 years in him, like Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all that.
Oh, please take Russell Wilson off our hands because I really want him out the NFC West.
He's getting. Mac Jones is only going to get better. Okay. At one point, he was the first 12 weeks of the season up to the bye week. He was the 4th best QB in the league.
And on top of that, I'd love to see Bosa sack Mac Jones many, many times.
How's Bosa's headache this morning?
He's in concussion protocol. Might play.
Yeah.
We need him. To be honest.
But yeah, I mean, fair play to the Bills, and I even put this on a group chat. I'm probably going to go with Ollie's prediction. Now, Ollie went for the Bills to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and obviously I put a bet on when the odds weren't. They were what? I think they were like the 4th or 5th favorite to win.
I mean, Niners were 80-1 at one point this season, and now they're 10-1.
Yeah, again, early on, I was tempted to put a bet on there, put my money where my mouth was, but I decided no. But you know, me and Ollie still have a chance of winning that prediction.
You could need it.
I mean,
Ollie definitely needs it.
I mean, we need to decide on what the points are for that. But yeah, I need it.
I've already done it.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you off there.
Well, you can give me the points from Mika Parsons at DROY now.
Yeah, that's a given, isn't it? To be fair.
Shall we move on to the
Eagles Hurts
Other
game.
game, Eagles game. Yeah, I mean,
Oh god, this game. It was painful.
The annoying thing is, I had a bet, okay, and I needed Tom Brady to throw another 229 yards, and I'd have won 300 quid. I was like, you absolute.
it's Brady's Super
Kelly's
Bowl.
backing the butts.
Talking
Yeah.
like a true Patriots fan.
See, I said to you, I've now my eldest is a Chiefs fan, so I'm gonna kind of root for them, and I'm gonna root for Ollie a lot because he's on the podcast.
Cheers,
You know,
Ollie.
Yeah,
I love the Patriots too.
I mean,
like
to be
a hole in the
fair,
head.
let's
Yeah,
face it. Brady's the Bucks sucked the air out of the Eagles just like they sucked the air out of the balls. Deflategate.
do you want to rephrase that one?
Do.
He was like, so
I realised what I said.
I've committed to this now. I've committed. I've got to go for it.
Can someone clip that, please?
Tom, have you got new lighting in your room? Or is it just you've
It's
gone a bit red?
bright red.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice shade of red that's going on.
the Eagles are the Bucks are just ridiculous. Brady's just a ridiculous. Muzz agrees with Kelly. Wouldn't
Well,
be
he's a Brady fanboy as well.
I think I hope the Rams win tonight because I think Bucks Rams could be an absolute air raid of a game.
I
What,
think
next
it could
week?
be quite an interesting game. It would be quite a fun game to watch.
I think it'll be air raid, shootout, whatever you want to call it.
It's going to be a basketball game in end to end, isn't it?
Both QBs having 400 odd passing yards, probably. Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans. I mean,
what made me laugh is Eagles. Brady. They were saying, "Oh, Brady's going to come out of the game now. Brady's going to come out of the game." Yet he kept rolling back on. It's like,
yeah, kept on keeping you believing with your bet, Ollie.
yeah, it's like, go on, just 29 yards. Go on, keep. Oh, for fuck's sake, why you pass? Stop handing it off. Throw it. Just a little screen pass to someone, let him run. But yeah, and then you got Boston. Was it Boston Scott? Is that his name?
Yeah.
One carry 34 yards and a touchdown. That's not a bad game, is it?
I mean, the Bucks stopped the number one rushing attack in the NFL pretty much.
Yeah.
Apart from Hurts rushed a bit, but
yeah, Hurts had about 60 yards, something like that, off the top of my head.
I mean, the interception, I can't remember who did it. The one in the end zone, it was good. It looked good at the time, but then I was like, wow, Hurts had so much time to throw that ball before he did.
It was so delayed. He rolled out to his left, didn't he, as well?
Yeah.
And he threw it across his body. It's ridiculous. But Mike Evans is the first player in Tampa Bay history with 100 reception yards and one touchdown in the playoff game. And one reception touchdown in the playoff game.
Really?
Yep. Well, he did have Jameis Winston for like 5 years.
Yeah, and before that it was Josh Freeman.
Yeah. So they've not had a great...
I mean, did Josh Freeman do anything with any other team apart from the Bucks? Because I honestly don't remember him existing.
I don't even remember him full stop. If I'm honest.
I only remember him because I can't remember why, but on like 2014 Madden,
We're going back.
I ended up having him as my QB for something.
Yep.
That's the only reason I remember him.
Bloody hell.
I think it might have been on like Ultimate Team or Franchise or something.
I don't even remember him. I mean, so obviously they had Fournette out, but they had Keshawn Vaughn and Bernard rushing.
Rojo was injured too.
Yeah, so they just had just under 100 yards. Well, Fournette's on IR, isn't he?
I really like Bernard. I think he's a really good running back, and I feel like he could go somewhere and be number one, number two, not three of the Bucks.
Yeah, Gronk had had his 15th career post-season touchdown, which makes him the most tight end, most touch ends by a tight end in the NFL.
Can we move on to Nickelodeon game now?
Hey, yeah, go on then. Let's go on to Spongegate. No, Gungegate.
Slimegate.
Slimegate. That sounds even better. Roll some of these videos. Some of these videos are brilliant. You know, you've got young Sheldon on there. You've got the spaceship.
Well, it's a blimp.
Yeah, the blimp. Yeah, there's a SpongeBob one of them showing the highlights as well, how it's done. Oh, it's just brilliant. They got to do this more often, I think, because it's absolutely superb.
They only show one game a year, though. That's the thing. They show a wildcard game, and that's it.
Yeah, they get Nate in it, don't they? They had Nate in the comms box on it.
Yeah, they have Nate and two people I've never heard of, and then young Dylan down on the sideline.
I mean, you've showed us the interview. We'll play that later on. He did a really good job. It's a really good interview.
I mean, I didn't watch it live, but he was still getting on my nerves. I was watching Tony Romo, who, by the way, I thought was very good.
Romo's always very good.
My sister's coming in saying she's not sure about the CGI slime. I mean, Juice actually went in the slime box and got slimed 3 times after the game.
Yeah, but it's not. It's literally poured in. It's not through. It's not like in a bucket tipped over like something like Funhouse or something like that. It's someone with a jug pouring it in. So,
the first time it was a bucket.
Oh, the time I saw it is with them literally pouring this.
No, he got bucketed the first time, and then the other 2 were then pouring it in because they'd already used the bucket.
Oh, I missed that one. Oh, this says okay.
Right, I'm gonna roll the slime footage first.
Go on then.
Okay.
And I'm going to show what Muzzy's comment very quickly is because I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I thought
Romo is the best comment.
When I found out we had Romo, I was like, oh no, he's going to be so biased. But I didn't think he was biased at all.
I like the fact he calls plays before they even happen.
Yeah, he did. He did that a couple of times.
It's going to. Which one was it? I saw. He goes, yeah, it's going to go somewhere during the second quarter. It's going to go to this one. I was like, oh, no,
right.
Yeah,
ready?
he's like this and this.
Yeah. Go.
Ready, steady,
Yeah.
roll.
From the sewers to the sidelines, let's look back at our last touchdown with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, cowabunga, dude.
Call him now.
That's the only one I could get up. Shall I do the actual footage of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a brilliant run.
Let's watch Debo's touchdown again.
Yeah, Debo just...
A huge opening on that right side. And Samuel, the wide receiver, he's going to go ahead and find
speed. He's going to put the burners on, and after that, he is gone.
Oh, man.
The crazy thing about that one is he was meant to go left.
It wasn't.
Because Kittle said after the game, it's the exact same play as when Debo scored in Jacksonville. And when Debo scored in Jacksonville, he went left. But this time he cut right and went through that gap.
Ollie, I'm going to mute you on this one because I don't want because you're going to be very biased on this one.
I probably...
Is Debo the most complete wide receiver in the league at the moment, Tom? Told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he? He can do everything. I mean, he reminds me. He's a lot like Cordell Patterson.
Except he's better.
We'll see what he's like in a couple of years because Cordell Patterson's done it over and over and over.
Okay, Muzz, who is that?
We will say someone like Claypool. I bet you.
Okay, so John, yes, you have missed the Raiders chat, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you did that on purpose, didn't you, John? We can go back to it if you want, mate.
Cup is a great wide receiver. Don't get me wrong, but
what was Debo's stats this year? It's because I know he's received like well over 1,000 yards. What's his rushing yards?
His rushing yards were 350 in the regular season, just over 350 in the regular season.
I think under a new head coach, though, next season there will be a new.
We've got Jefferson fanboys back.
He's been a bit quiet this year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Debo, Cup, or there and thereabouts. I reckon another year for Kendrick Bourne. I reckon he'll be a top 5 receiver because he's shown it.
I think you do have to put Jefferson up there too.
I think Jefferson will be a top 5 receiver. I think he will be. I mean, look at the stats. He's just behind
Muzz,
on passing season.
Samuel, have you not seen his pancake block a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago?
I think Sam, like I said earlier, I think Samuel is
I'm disagreeing with
the
Muzz.
most complete.
Should we put Muzz's comment up so we can actually see it?
4 years from now, Claypool will be in the top 3.
Are you sure?
So
I mean, the guy cost you a win against the Vikings. I mean,
yeah,
we were giving them out like sweeties at the end of the season.
Have I stayed still for long enough yet?
Yeah.
No, you have to be another 5 seconds.
I was trying to work out. I tried to work out how many pre-snap penalties the Cowboys have. But
they had 14 penalties altogether.
Yeah, it was over 100 yards. They had more yardage in penalties against them than they did any reception yards, and that said something. The best receiver for the Niners was the penalties.
I mean,
it was ridiculous.
I mean, people were saying like it's all inexperience, but like Gregory had 3 penalties on him, and he's been around for years.
Yeah, exactly. He had 3. There's simple ones like
the amount of offsides there were.
There was one where CD Lamb came and literally the ball was snapped, and he didn't because you meant to set.
Yeah, he
wasn't set. He didn't even set, and they snapped the ball straight away. It doesn't take much for the QB to go on to the left. Yeah, set, go.
I mean,
the QB calls the cadence.
The offside, the amount of offsides there were.
False starts as well.
At home. And like there were a lot of Niners fans there, but there were way more Dallas fans.
Can I just put this comment? Can I just deal with this comment, please, gentlemen?
Yeah, let's deal with that.
Okay, so he was brought in the same year as Jefferson, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have never seen Jefferson cost Vikings a game.
So I've just got the time.
And Claypool, I've watched him a few times, but I watched him against the Vikes, and all he did was get himself into trouble consistently getting himself into trouble in the ear of the referee constantly.
Do you guys want to hear Claypool's stats for this year?
Go on.
15 games, 59 receptions, 860 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay,
so if you'd said from the yardage, that's a fairly good year for WR2, WR3, but you'd still expect them to get near double-figure touchdowns. Yes, Big Ben's at the age of ending his career.
I had a bet. I had a bet at the start of the season on Cup, DJ Moore, and Claypool to all have 7 touchdowns. I thought that was safe, and Claypool was the only one that let me down.
Shall we talk about the ending of the Niners?
Yes, the much debated ending.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you both now. I'm going to ask the viewers the same. Who was in the wrong? Was it the Cowboys or was it the referees?
So I've watched the Dak Prescott conference because I wanted to know the context of what we moved on to. But he said, why didn't the ref just tap the ball? Because the center doesn't choose where to spot the ball. That's not the center's job. You can't spot if we can spot the ball. I want to go back. If we can choose where we spot the ball, I want to go back and spot Debo and give him that first down.
Yeah, there is. I mean, I can't remember if it was you or I read it somewhere else. If that was Larry Fitzgerald, you'll grab the ball and take it to the official.
Yeah, the thing I sent, the guy said he should have popped up like Larry Fitzgerald and found the ref, rather than give the ball to the center so the center can spot where he wants the ball to be.
Yeah, you don't give the ball to the center, you give it to the official all the time. It's basic.
And then the O-line got in the way of the official, which cost them a second or two.
Yeah, but it was early on in the game. I can't remember if it was second quarter or the fourth quarter when they went for the fake punt. Fake punt worked. It was a brilliant bit of play, or you could call it bad defense, whichever way.
And then that next play.
And then the next play, and the official was in the way.
Yeah, but
and the ball didn't move or anything like that. The official wasn't in the way. It's like that.
Are we talking about that play that caused the? Are we talking about that delay of game penalty?
Yeah.
That wasn't the official's fault. That was Dallas just being idiots.
That was Dallas trying to get you lot jump offside, which is fair enough. Trying to gain extra 5 yards.
Yeah, but it
it's
just
all
made
game shit. But
the fact that there was a delay of game penalty just made them look idiots.
Yeah, but it's the official. The O-line didn't need to move. The ball didn't need to move. It didn't need to spot it. It wasn't touched. The official didn't need to be in that situation. Regarding the situation at the end of the game, I don't get your defensive play where you had everyone lining up on the sideline because it had far too much room.
I think what they were saying was because all that, even the official, if you listen to the commentary on it, they were saying all Dallas was doing was throwing it out wide and hoping that their receivers were going to go. I
know the punt was the same, but the ball had to been changed after the fake punt. It had already been changed over after that.
I agree with the play because what we needed was to make sure they stayed in bounds. And Aziz Al-Shaya did totally the right thing by lying on Dak for 2 or 3 seconds so he couldn't get up.
But going back to Dak, he didn't need to do a 14-yard run.
No, he didn't.
He could have gone 10 yards, or he could have even gone, 10 yards, spike the ball, done.
That's another question.
The fish like to run another 10 yards then.
Yeah. Another question Dak was asked is, couldn't you have slid 2-3 yards early? And he's like, I could have done, but I didn't know what was going to happen. And I thought we'd have time. Because when he went down, there was 8 seconds left.
I mean, here's a £40 million a year contract. Brady's not on that much. Rodgers isn't on that much. Russell Wilson's not on that much.
Well, Russell Wilson's had an awful season.
Russell Wilson was injured for most of it. But I'm just saying, these top elite quarterbacks aren't on as much as,
I've got a question for everyone. Before we move on to what Dak's big mouth, we've all seen the play. It was called by Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy did not overrule him and was on the headset. Does there need to be a coaching change in Dallas? They've underperformed this season. Should Mike McCarthy go?
No, because they've made the playoffs. So when the QB is called, breaking news: Arizona have activated JJ Watt for tonight.
I thought we already knew that.
Yeah, it's just been confirmed.
Okay.
So a QB has 2 plays in his head. Long live Mike in Dallas from us. So a QB goes to the line and he has 2 plays in his head. So that was Dak's call to make that play. He could have. You had it clear as day. You were lining up because I've watched it now. Now I've woke because I fell asleep during it. You could have had the likes of CD Lamb, Wilson, or Gallup, who have quick receivers, doing a skinny post straight down the middle, and you could have made that because they are very loose. They could have made that and they could have ran it in for a touchdown. He had 35 yards to go.
I think it was about 45 at that point.
Yeah, so something like that. So you could have given it, could have kind of got off a quick pass play, and he would call on again. Tom, still take Kellen Moore. I think
I would. I still think. I mean, he made that error. I
don't think it was his error. I think it was Dak Prescott who had 2 calls in his head. Because every time they have a play, you have 2 calls given into your head. Right, we're going to do, I don't know how they do it on their thing. Okay, we're going to do either 28 or 32, for example. And they go, right, okay, you all look at their little play chart, your fingers on their arms, and they get the 2 calls, and then they go, look around, they can either go kill, or go.
So Moore has a interview scheduled with Minnesota.
Yep.
For the head coaching job. I think he's now I think he's heavy favourite now.
Yeah.
I would happily take him. He's 33. He's only young. I agree with Beth. I think that the reason why that was, in my eyes, that was towards the end of that game in that last drive. that was Dallas's game to lose.
I mean, that Gregory holding penalty that gave us the first down was stupid.
That was stupid, and there was no point. There was absolutely no need to make that give that penalty. There was, I mean, it was just ridiculous, and you saw him, and he wrapped him around, and then dragged him down. It's like right in front of the referees,
and it's like, and then the hands in the face call too. A couple of days later, they were both very obvious, and they were both not going to be missed by the official. And they were
I
both
can't remember which game it was.
unnecessary.
I think it was the Eagles game that the blatant head to head contact.
Yeah,
and the
that
player
guy should have been ejected.
Was that the Eagles game?
It was the Eagles game.
Yeah, because you mentioned it, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe it because the guy was down, and he just it was the crown of the head, bang.
Bang.
It was like, what are you doing?
Anyway, Tom, should we move on to Dak's mouth in a minute?
Yeah, go on. Otherwise, I need to go off my high horse.
You're gonna have a come away.
Get off my high horse.
I think. Okay, so I don't care. I know that Ollie has said it was in context and stuff like that, and I can understand that. I still don't think that a man, a professional, in his role, he's a quarterback. He's the face of the franchise. He's a very, very popular player. He should not be making comments like that.
Unless it's Trayvon Diggs' son.
Yeah, so I think we need to...
He should not be making comments like that.
I think we need to first talk about the comment he made. So, so at the end of the game, because Cowboys are toxic fans, they were throwing things at the players.
They said they didn't throw a sex toy at your wide receiver in the middle of a game.
Yeah, that was the Bills game. We've moved on, Ollie.
I'm just putting it back in there.
So then in the press conference, after Dak said, "Oh, it's wrong, it's bad, fanatic, blah, 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 blah. I don't really mean what I'm saying." Somebody said to him, apparently they were throwing the things at the refs, not the players. And then Dak said, "Well, credit to them." He was joking, and you could tell he was joking, but it's still a stupid thing to say because it was always going to be taken out. It was always going to be taken out of context.
Knowing the toxicity of the Dallas Cowboy fans.
I'm going to put this into a different sports context. So we all know what happened in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix afterwards, and okay, we'll take Toto Wolff's comments out of the way and all that because that's Toto and Christian.
Go Max!
Going at each other, literally game in, game out, racing.
Just for that, you're getting this. You're just getting this. I'm just going to mute him for this so he can shut up about Max Verstappen for a minute.
Look how Lewis Hamilton conducted himself after that Grand Prix. He hasn't slagged off the FIA. He hasn't slagged off Max. Hasn't slagged off Christian Horner or any of that. He's just gone, you know what? Congratulations, the guy deserved it. He's raced really well this season. That is how sportsmen should be shown. I'm sure there's probably other people out there, quiet ones. Paul Scholes hardly ever went to the press, never spoke to the press, for example. There are quiet people. That's what sportsmen should be. You are a role model for kids. Doesn't matter if you're an American footballer, soccer player, tennis player, or whatever.
Beth's come up and said this.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And Muzz has said this, and I agree with both of them.
Yep. I think he will be heavily fined because you can't.
Not only that, he spent 10 minutes of a 40-minute press conference blaming the refs without actually saying, "I blame the ref." He was like,
if I was Dak Prescott, I would be saying, "I am so sorry that I messed up."
At one point, he's going, "Well, I mean, I didn't expect to be hit by the ref, and that cost me 2 seconds. And credit to the Niners guy for lying on me for 2 seconds because that cost me 2 seconds."
Is that the same for 6 inches? Yeah.
Yeah. He first said, "Credit to the Niners guy for lying on me. That was clever for 2 seconds." And he's like, "And there was 2 seconds left, and I got hit by the ref, and then I regathered myself, and I thought I got it off time." He never is close to getting it off on time. Like rewatching it.
Down, he has let his team down. He has let his team do it.
Yeah, I think that's referring to what Max Verstappen and the Lewis Hamilton thing. Lewis Hamilton's let Mercedes throw a hissy fit about it rather than him doing it himself.
Exactly.
Whereas Dak Prescott has thrown his own hissy fit about it and just said, "I blame the refs," basically.
Yeah, you've got to take a bit of emotion and adrenaline and heat of the moment into it, but you've got to be able to control. You can just go, look, can I have some time just to compose myself, and I will come back to you.
I'm sure Dak regrets what he said today.
I don't know. I haven't seen his tweets.
But also, can we just go back to something that I said before the start of the season?
Yep.
And I want to know what you guys think.
Is that not being him worth his contract or something like that?
I said I thought he was going to be a flop.
I don't think he's been a flop.
I don't think he's been a flop, but I do think that that with the talent that Dallas have, and it kills me to say that because I've been very clear about how much I don't like Dallas, and this one is just a bit sweeter because it is against Dallas. with the talent that Dallas have, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Micah Parsons.
Yeah. They should be deep in the playoffs.
This is a failure of a season. That's why I think I'd sack Mike McCarthy, and I think Jerry Jones may well do that.
With all that talent, with all that skill, with all that ability, with all that those weapons and that arsenal that they've got, we all did call it for the Niners.
Yep, we did.
Apart
from Kelly.
Apart from Kelly. She said the Patriots were going to win as well. So.
I'd also like to mention 3 plays. There are 3 plays I want to talk about.
Micah Parsons.
No.
Schultz.
1. That third down, the third down miss. Brandon Ayuk was wide open. He turned Diggs inside out.
Oh, when he got picked.
It was a layup of a pass. And
is that when he got picked?
No, Garoppolo overthrew him.
Oh, okay. I'm on about the one he got picked. That was such a bad throw.
That's number 2.
Okay.
Number 2, he was out the tackle box. It was on first or second down. Throw the
You are
ball.
right, Beth. That's pretty much what Tony Romo said. Yeah.
Throw the ball away.
Yep.
I mean, he missed Ayuk by about 4 yards. But that just those 2 plays remind me why we traded for Lance.
Are you going to so there was so much talk again yesterday about Jimmy and Russ and all that.
The third play I want to talk about is that 4th and short. The 4th and 3 inches or whatever.
Oh, the one that was blatantly spotted wrong.
Well, they reviewed it and spotted it.
I think I think they need some kind of microchips in them so you know where they are.
But Jimmy Garoppolo needed to wait to let Trent Williams set himself before you snap that ball.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. What happened on? Most says, do you think Jimmy will be there next season?
Yeah, I'll get to that. I just want to talk about this for a bit longer. Trent Williams went from the left to the right. I'm not sure why he did that because he's a left tackle, and he didn't need to do that.
The run play was blatantly going to go down round to the right, so he's obviously stacking up that right side of the line.
It was a QB sneak, so.
Well, perhaps they're trying to.
I don't know why it was.
It's a misdirection, I think.
But all Jimmy needs to do was look over, check he was set, and then go.
It's exactly what we said about Dak and CeeDee Lamb earlier on. Exactly the same thing. Your QB, you've got your game clock right in front of you, or your play clock right in front of you. You know there was 5-10 seconds, how long there was on the game clock. You know your left tackle's gone to, or right tackle's gone to left tackle. Is your set? Right, go. Yeah. Okay. And it's the same with CeeDee Lamb. He did a screen motion. No, it wasn't a screen. It was like a jet sweep type motion across from the right to the left. And pretty much he didn't even stop, and Dak snapped the ball, got the ball snapped him. He was I think he was in the shotgun position. No, was it?
I called it.
It was in the shotgun position.
Literally, I watched it. I just went illegal shift.
Yeah. There was a lot of stupid penalties in that game.
So to answer your question, Muzz, I think it depends on next week.
So you go up to Lambeau. If he throws,
if he plays well and throws 300 yards, maybe one or less interception, then yeah, I say keep him. But
I think he'll be your starter next year, because if he wasn't going to be your starter, they would have played Lance more.
And I hope if we do trade him, it's for no less than a first-round pick. If we don't get,
I mean, you got a second-round pick from us, or you cost you a second round, didn't
you? If we don't accept, if we don't get offered a first-round pick, even though he's on stupid money not stupid money, but he's on a fair amount next year, 24 million, I think. Let's keep him, even if he's a backup. He's a very, very capable backup. Like, obviously, I'm not sure.
I think he'll be starting.
I'm not so. I mean, Ian Rappaport reported just before the game that apparently we're still committed to trade Nance for next year, but we'll see what happens in the off season with OTAs and everything. But
with his hand and who you bring in on all that one. Now I've got a dilemma.
So I do think Jimmy G might. I think if Jimmy G goes anywhere, he'll end up in Pittsburgh next year.
I don't, but yeah. So as we segue, should we segue nicely into Big Ben's last game?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to mention one thing. So there was the last 4 seconds of the game. The Steelers were 21 points down. Big Ben throws the pass. Why didn't they just let the wide receiver go into the end zone for Big Ben's last play and have a scoring touchdown instead of stopping the wide receiver on the 1 yard line? I was gutted. I was like, that's just mean. Just let the guy score a touchdown on his last ever play in the NFL. Crying out loud.
Should we just talk about Chase Claypool's stats? He's been mentioned.
Yeah, go for it. 3
receptions of 7 targets, 25 yards.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
I mean, none of the wide receivers for Kansas had a stupendous game. Chris Bingwood had 5 receptions, 2 touchdowns. Nicole Hardman had
a pretty good game.
He's tight end. Nicole Hardman had a really good kick return for 44 yards. But that was it was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter, and the Chiefs went mad. 21 points.
Steelers went 7-0 up.
I know, with a great play. Great play. Yeah. How many returns has Bosa had this season? Touchdown returns Bosa this season. What beating him?
How many sacks has Juden had this season?
9.5.
Yeah, how many has Bosa had?
Which one?
And just remind me, which team's actually playing next week, Ollie?
I was waiting for that. Waiting for that all episode. Right. I hope Green Bay absolutely trounced you now.
Don't say that.
Well, I know I've got Tom on my side this week.
But I was really impressed with.
Yes, Muzz. We all know TJ's probably going to win defensive. And
Ollie's going to be sulking all off season.
Honestly, if it's not Bosa, TJ deserves it.
Kelsey's little 2-yard touchdown. That was another new trick play coming out of the Kansas.
And yes, to be honest, Muzz, I sort of agree with you on this one here.
Matt Canada. Who's Matt Canada? I'm being really stupid.
He's one of the coordinators.
Oh, what, for your lot?
For the Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah, they did do that twice.
Fair enough.
Matt Canada
Steelers
OC for Steelers. But yeah, I did notice that that they did do that twice. I mean, Tracy Wolf, somebody needs to tell her that Joey didn't make the playoffs.
Mahomes looked Mahomes-esque. The interception was another really good play. It was Joey Bosa. You got me bloody saying it now. It was a TJ Watt.
Scoop and score.
It wasn't TJ Watt. He was the one who deflected up in the air. But the other Watt stopped the Nicola on kick return for the touchdown as well. Derek Watt, he stopped that one. So the Watt's having a good season.
And JJ's playing tonight.
JJ's playing tonight, and we'll be meeting out the Rams.
you obviously saw it because Stefan Diggs was watching his brother.
Yeah. He was with Aiden up in the box, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aiden's a funny little kid, isn't he?
He's awesome.
I mean,
Mahomes.
Yeah, I love the fact that Patrick Mahomes sent him a jersey for Christmas too.
Oh, that's fair play. It is sad. I mean, yes, Big
Who are
Ben's
you
not.
referring to here, Muzz? You're referring to Canada?
It's a shame that it's Big Ben's last season. It's during a stat the last 4 games of the season. They've been the second highest scoring team in the fourth quarter, only behind the Chargers, Steelers in the last 4 games. So Big Ben's warmed up. He's got his mechanics working, and he's got plenty of oil in those joints now, and he's been able to throw some balls.
Big Ben has been better in the second half of the season.
Yeah, and he's got better and better and better. He's understanding his receivers, and it was really good to see Juju back when he was expected to be out.
Here's another question for you guys then. Will Juju be at the Steelers next year?
He wants to be back.
Yeah, but I think they only signed him on a 1-year contract last off-season.
I think because Big Ben's going to go, I think they're obviously going to look like they'll probably draft it. If they don't trade or bring a QB in, they're going to have a young QB in. They're going to want good receivers, and Juju's one of the best in the league. If you know, so yeah.
And Muzz seems to think that yes, Juju will be there next season, and Claypool will probably have another flop of a season.
Do you reckon they'll franchise tag him? I reckon they'll Patriots will franchise tag JC. I mean, this is one we're going to be hearing a lot about. There's going to be a lot of players that are coming up to the end of their contracts are going to be franchise tagged.
I think we will franchise tag Hunter this season.
Not that many. I think we might franchise tag Verrett.
Oh, the lineman.
No,
I think free agency is going to be very, very interesting this season.
Cornerback. He got injured first game of the season, but he's our best cornerback.
Okay, fair enough.
We tried to offer him a 3-year contract at the end of last off season, but he only wanted a 1-year one because he was going to bet on himself. Then he got injured in the first game of the season. Muzz thinks 2-year deal for Juju.
Yeah, it's because he was 21 when he entered the league, so he's 4 years now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not that old.
No.
I mean, look at how long Larry played for.
It showed how much. Well, Larry's still officially a player. He hasn't retired. He's still officially a Cardinals player.
Does he still play? I thought he was a free agent now.
Larry Legend.
Yeah.
As one of my mates who's a Cards fans watching him. Yeah, as far as I know, he's still a Cards.
But yeah,
I think
sad to see Ben go out on a.
I'm sure we'll do a proper Ben tribute show in the off season.
Yeah, I mean when it's officially retired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shame he went out that way. It would have been nice for him to roll on to at least the Super Bowl, but he would probably got absolutely trounced to the Super Bowl because the NFC is a stronger team, the stronger division this year, or the conference this year.
Thoughts of this, guys?
I don't think so. I think he'll
call it a day.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that.
If it is, it's going to be probably Las Vegas or something like that. Who needs a wide receiver? I don't think. Would you take him, John? Would you take him in Las Vegas? Kelsey was superb, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. He was, but him and Mahomes,
they have that connection. And then when you've got, why were Steelers lining up single coverage against the fastest wide receiver in the league in Tyreek Hill? And then
What's the point here, I guess?
Burnt.
I disagree. I don't think. We all know that Vikes are going to win the Super Bowl next year, so that's not going to happen.
Oh, what with your first year? What with your first year head coach?
You're our first year head coach.
Has any first year head coach ever won the Super Bowl?
Answers on a postcard. Google it as we go.
I'm going to Google it now.
I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, Tomlinson must have been close. Belichick must have been close. Just trying to think.
I'm
Arians,
just
no.
googling it now. 1 second.
There's probably someone back in the 50s or 60s, like John Madden or something like that. But John Madden had to have done. Go on then, Tom. Give us the
McCafferty. One with the Baltimore Colts.
I was about to say it sounded like Colts.
Became
or Baltimore,
the first rookie head coach to win in Super Bowl. I think V is 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Super Bowl 5, yeah.
Yeah. Must come out because Tomlin and their defense or DC can't decide to play between them, so players are lost in translation. Is that because of the Terry Hill absolutely burning your corner several times? Yeah, I didn't get that at all. You normally have got a safety coming across to covering him, and they didn't. But yeah, was it Perryman? Didn't Big Ben say, was it Perryman, the tight end, and Juju? Would have been good to see them run together because they both run inward.
Freemuth?
Yeah, because they both run the same kind of route runners, and as a tight end and a wide receiver, that's always good when you got two on the same kind of crossing routes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Divisional round matchups there, so going to be some tight
Well, don't we want to talk about tonight's game first, or because we did that on the last show, we're just going to bypass that?
We can talk about tonight's game. Do you want to talk about tonight's game, Ollie?
Yeah,
I feel like we should.
Win.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's gone Rams apart from you and Noah, Tom.
Well,
it's a battle of the pundits tonight because me and Ollie have both gone Rams and got everything right so far, and Tom and Noah have gone Cardinals and got
I've got
everything
everything right so far too. So
yeah, I know.
This is to win. This is to win the first round.
You've got two very good offenses, two very good defenses. It's either going to be a blowout.
I think it's a coin flip game.
This is going to be a shootout, I think, again.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
trade.
So the first game the Cardinals absolutely destroyed the Rams. The second game the Rams absolutely destroyed the Cardinals. So it's either going to follow that pattern, or it's going to be a game like we had KC against LA Rams in 2018.
Rams, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. The one question I have is I'm wondering whether they may have a hangover from the Niners game because that was crushing.
Yeah,
agreed. And you can say, I mean, are the Cardinals? You've got Kyler Murray's the first year in the off season. You've got TJ Watt who hasn't had many off season appearances. Yes, he's got shed loads of experience, but Texans didn't make many off season, which everyone.
Hold on, who are you talking about?
JJ.
Oh.
He hasn't made. Houston didn't make many off seasons. I think maybe 2 or 3 into his career. That when he wasn't in or when he was fit. Okay, you've got a good young offense in Arizona, a very good young offense. Hopkins didn't make many when he was at Texans either.
Yeah, but if you look on the flip side, you have Von Miller, Super Bowl
winning
MVP. You've got Aaron Donald, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, who's played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You've
got LA Rams who's played in the Super Bowl themselves. You've got a coach who's coached there. You've got most of the O-line has been in the Super Bowl. Most of the offense has been in the Super Bowl.
OBJ
would have been there if he wasn't injured.
OBJ hasn't done much in the off season.
No, but it's OBJ. His attitude is going to be it's just going to be another game. You are going to think it is going to be another game, and it's going to get more and more nervous as you go along.
And Stafford doesn't have that much.
Agreed.
Does he have any?
I think he's made a few off-season appearances. Detroit made it a few times.
Yeah, I guess that Megatron didn't they for a while.
Yeah, because they lost out to Dallas in one of the divisionals, I think.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did. It's going to be a shootout. We said it. This is probably going to be the hardest game to call because they play each other week in, week out.
I thought it was interesting that the Niners-Dallas game was the only wildcard game that wasn't a rematch from the regular season.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite interesting stats. And they all went the same way so far.
Did Pittsburgh play KC?
Yeah, it was early in the season. KC won easily.
No, they
Ollie
Pittsburgh
is
played
so
KC
confused.
in week 16. No, I was looking through my charts. So week 16, Pittsburgh
Oh,
played
okay.
KC. Wow. I didn't actually know that going into that. But yeah, I mean, the divisional matchup is going to be stupendous. Bengals, Titans. That's going to be a really good game again. That's going to be another repeat of a game, I think. No, it's not.
Niners Packers is.
Niners Packers is.
We lost
Rams
by
against Cards.
2 points in week 3.
Tampa are going to be another matchup against LA Rams if they make it through. And then the Bills against the Chiefs is going to be another.
Yeah. Have they played this season?
Bills Chiefs, yeah, they played week 5.
Was that showing KC's spiral of decline?
Yeah, that was Case. That's when KC went because they lost 3 out of 4 games or something like that, didn't they?
They lost a load and like a load at home too.
Yeah. And the Bills, KC are going to want to get revenge, aren't they?
I don't know. How cold is Orchard Park going to be that on the Sunday?
I say it's going to be minus 13. I don't think it quite got down to that cold during the game. Some bet boosts on Sky Bets. No ads, no advertising, but Sky Bet have just put some bet boosts in. Cooper Cup to lead the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, I'll have a look at I'll have a look at Paddy Power's power prices for tonight.
It's going to be a hell of a good matchup in the divisionals. I'm looking forward to divisionals now. I just want, get to the Super Bowl now.
Now the Patriots are out.
Yeah, now the Patriots are out. We'd love you to have on our Super Bowl show, which is coming up. We'll be on around about 9:30 on Super Bowl night. Join in. If you want to come on the guest, drop us an invite and we can send you a StreamYard linkage as well, which is what we're on, and you can see your lovely little face on the screen. One last thing. The draft order has been updated. Obviously, the first 18 is the same. So now you've got Eagles are gone at 19, Steelers at 20, Patriots at 21, Raiders at 22.
I'm really glad the Eagles don't have a 3-3 in the row anymore.
No, they have 3 and 4. Cowboys are gone 24. Pick 23 depends on whose tonight's game is. If it's Cardinals, they get it. If it's Rams, I think it's Detroit Lions who picks up Rams pick. So
now the Raiders are. John agrees with you, Ollie.
Yeah. Come on the show, John. Come and have a chat with us, mate. You're more than welcome. It's been an emotional weekend for two of us.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think my blood pressure and heart rate's recovered yet.
Yeah, I was just angry. I was angry from pretty much
5 minutes in? But that game was already over by then.
No, I think probably by the second touchdown. It's like the fact that Josh Allen can run around for 20 minutes and not get tackled. Well, about 9.5 seconds, wasn't it? It's stupid long. I mean, we've got to improve our rush offense, our rush defense.
Get someone to rush with Jude on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Kinlaw to come back next season. I think that could be interesting with Kinlaw if we extend DJ Jones, Armstead, and Bosa next season.
Well, like I said, I've seen a few trade drafts, including the one I've done. I've done a PFF mock draft for the Patriots.
Yeah, but you just gave the Patriots who you wanted them to have.
Not by choice. I only chose the Patriots, and I've seen a couple of others with OBJ dropping down to us. So if we get someone like that, I'll be ecstatic.
Imagine, Ollie, if the Patriots draft someone else and OBJ is still on the board.
Oh, don't. I was praying, wake up in the morning that we drafted Mac.
That would be like me when we drafted Trey. I was there like, don't take Mac. Don't take Mac. I mean, Mac's had a great season, but we have a Mac in Jimmy.
Exactly. Mac has been the 13th best quarterback in the league. Out of the, I think it's 25 that started. He's had a good season. He just needs a couple more weapons. It's same as Dallas. I think they need to freshen out their O-line and get a running back for Dallas, and I think Dallas have the complete.
Do you not think Zeke and Tony?
You said they've got Zeke, haven't they? And he's had a decent season.
I can't remember Zeke having over 100-yard rushing game since Dak's injured. Pollard seems to be RB2, and he's good out the backfield, but I just think they need a good young running back.
I don't think they're going to give up on Zeke easily.
I mean, watching Elijah Mitchell picking that lad up in the 6th round is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
that was an absolute steal.
Oh, all day long. I mean, look at Lindsay when he came. He was undrafted. You can pick up good players later on. I mean, Brady was 199th pick, for crying out loud.
Mitchell was 194th.
It's unheard of having players, fall that far down and be picked up.
And Juwan Jennings, who's been absolutely clutch this season, he was a 7th round pick last year.
Julian Edelman was 7th round as well.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. He came as a quarterback as well. It's, it is. Well, we all know who Ollie's going to be picking as player of the week, unless someone goes off tonight. It's going to be wearing red and gold.
19.
That will be announced on Thursday's show, our players of the week.
It will do. Where we're rounding up tonight's game, previewing next weekend's game, arguing more about the officials, probably.
Probably.
See if there's going to be any fallout from this weekend's games, which is going to be. There's always some kind of fallout. Maybe hear some news about some head coaches, and I think that's about it, really, isn't it?
Okay, so we will see
you.
I'll see you both on Thursday, and until then,
stay safe all.